Hello everyone and welcome back to another week of our Facebook Live where I answer a lot of your questions and go through different topics every month. And this month is about body composition. So we're on the third week now, and today's question, if you haven't seen, is what is the impact of different types of exercise on body composition? So my name's Sam. I'm the pain and performance expert here at Sheffield Sports Medicine, and I'm here to help you answer that question and just give you as much knowledge as I possibly can on this topic. So as you have probably already seen, if you haven't seen, I definitely recommend to go and looking at the other videos or the other Facebook Lives that we've done on body composition, so you get an idea of where we're at. But basically, body composition, just a little recap for you guys, is basically what is your body made up of. Because when you get on the scale and you weigh yourself, you don't know what you're weighing, right? You're just weighing mass. You don't know if it's bone, muscle, water, fat, visceral fat. And these are all the things that actually make up our body composition. So today's question is, what is the impact of different types of exercise on body composition? And it's actually a really good topic because a lot of the time we get asked about, how can I burn fat? How can I build muscle? How can I get rid of visceral fat? Okay, so it's actually a very good question, and I'm sure a lot of you guys actually want to know that and help yourselves and hopefully help other people as well. So in terms of increasing bone density, it's a little bit difficult because most of us are kind of born with the same bone density. As we get older, we get to a maximal bone density. However, we can actually improve our bone strength through resistance training. So resistance training has been shown to actually improve bone density, improve bone strength. So if you are someone who suffers from bone issues, obviously I'd get that checked out to make sure there's no underlying issue there. But ultimately, if you want stronger bones, you need to lift heavy stuff. You need to stress the body, put the body under stress so it adapts and actually becomes stronger. So when we look at bone density, definitely strength training, resistance training, lifting heavy stuff, lifting heavy weights, that is going to help your bones overall. And as you get older, if you keep lifting, the older you get, the stronger your bones are going to keep, and the less likely they're going to actually have any bad issues or bad effects on them. So one thing I always say to my patients is, as you get older, you have to keep on resistance training, not just for your healthy bones, but also for your healthy body, to keep your body nice and healthy. And it actually goes really nicely onto our next point of muscle. So we should all know this by now, I hope, if you've been watching the videos, but muscle, to improve and get better and stronger, you need to incorporate hypertrophy. So hypertrophy is the process of building muscle. And in terms of the different types of exercise that impact muscle, you're looking at, again, resistance training, strength training, trying to get stronger and trying to get bigger. All right, and improve the muscle mass, improve the muscle strength. And ultimately, that is obviously going to make you more robust, to make you healthier, okay, and just make you more of a machine, really, more of a machine, so you can go out and do the things you love, and do them for longer, do them with more effect, and ultimately just be healthier in general. So, impact on muscle, you're definitely wanting to be doing a lot of strength work. Don't get me wrong, body weight, endurance stuff will also help maintain muscle, and also help improve muscular endurance. But as a rule of thumb, I think it's really important that, I repeat myself again, that everybody should be doing resistance training, should be lifting and strength training at least 3 days a week. Okay, so that is a good way of looking at muscle in terms of your body composition, and exercise is key for muscle maintenance, key for muscle building, key for increasing strength. Now we're going to the next one, which is water. So when we're looking at water weight, or because obviously our body is made up of over 70% water content, so the question is, how does exercise affect water? Now, this is an interesting topic, because what you'll find is that when you are new to exercise and you've got a personal trainer, or you're going to the gym and you're absolutely smashing it, what you'll find is, like I said, if you're new to the gym, is that you may step on them scales, and after a few weeks you've lost quite a bit. And in all honesty and truth, don't get me wrong, maybe a bit of this is some fat, but a lot of it is going to be actually water weight, losing water weight, because you're doing a lot more than you usually should, and you're probably losing a lot of water in the process. And therefore, when you step on the scales, you are portrayed lighter. All right, and this is the impact that exercise has on the body in terms of water. The more you do, the more energy you burn, the hotter you get. You're going to use up your water content, and that's why it's so important to stay hydrated and drink a lot throughout the day, because ultimately we need water, so we survive on water. Without it, our bodies will shut down and we'll be in trouble. We also won't be able to increase our muscle mass as effectively, we won't be able to lift as effectively, we won't be able to run as effectively. And all these things are actually based on our water content. So having a high water content in terms of body composition is really important. And that's why you need to be aware of, if you are training and even just doing for anything throughout the day, you need to get your water content in. It's really vital. And the telltale signs if you're dehydrated, they're really easy to tell. Obviously, the color of your pee, the greener and darker and browner it is, the more dehydrated you are. You always want to have clear, almost water-like pee, and then you're probably not dehydrated. You can also tell by your skin if it looks scaly. It probably means your skin's also dehydrated, which means you're dehydrated. So there are some telltale signs, headaches as well. So it's really important that we do get all the water in that we need, and especially if you're training and doing a lot of exercise, water is really important and key into actually not just putting on muscle, but losing weight. And a lot of people don't understand that, but yes, if you're dieting and trying to lose weight, water is so important and really important and key in losing weight as well. So we've got two more compositions to look at now in terms of how exercise affects it. The next one is visceral fat. So visceral fat, if you remember, is the fat that surrounds our organs. And this is not good at all. This is probably the worst. If you have a high visceral fat, if you've done a body composition test, you've got high visceral fat, that's probably your main priority, is to get rid of that as soon as possible. And this is where just exercise in general is going to come in. It doesn't matter if it's cardio, it doesn't matter if it's strength training, everything and anything will help burn and get rid of visceral fat. But ultimately, it will come down to diet, okay? Because the more fat, the more rubbish you put into your body, the worse your visceral fat's going to be. I mean, you can be fairly skinny almost and still have a high visceral fat. It is possible, okay? But obviously, the pattern is usually the bigger you are in terms of your fat content, the higher the visceral fat as well. But like I said, it usually comes down to diet. What you're putting in your body, high fatty, saturated foods, takeaways every day, those kind of things are going to lead to a high visceral fat content, and that's going to lead to health issues in the future, such as hypertension, strokes, etc., things like that. So that is what I would say in terms of visceral fat and in terms of the effect exercise has on body composition of visceral fat. So it's really important that, yes, if you have a high visceral fat, or you may have a high visceral fat, that you do the exercise, you do the right exercises to burn that visceral fat and get rid of it as soon as possible, so you can be healthier and not have to worry about things going wrong, okay? So again, that's why it's so important that we do get these body composition tests done, especially if you're worried about your health or you just want to know what's going on, because at the end of the day, if you do a body composition test in high visceral fat, at least you know, and at least you know what you need to do to get rid of it. Improve your diet, exercise more, simple, drink more water as well, okay? So onto the last point, which is fat, all right? Now, it's very similar to what we just spoke about. Again, it's going to come down to a sedentary life. It's going to come down to diet, especially diet. And if you're not eating, if you're not doing anything, no exercise, but you're eating a lot, you are going to put on weight. Okay, it's simple, because you're not burning much, but you're putting a lot of calories into your system, and those calories have to go somewhere. They have to be stored somewhere. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's protein, doesn't matter if it's carbs. They have to go somewhere, and usually get stored as adipose tissue, which is fat tissue. Okay, and this is why we get fat. And obviously, the more we do, the worse it gets. And then you get high visceral fat content as well. You get high fat content. Now you've got even more pressure on your organs, on your arteries, and now you've probably got hypertension, high blood pressure, lead to obviously strokes, heart attacks, things like that. And that's not what we want at all. So that's why fat and visceral fat is a big indicator of health issues in the future. And obviously in terms of exercise, how to get rid of fat, again, it's just going to come down to actually getting up, exercising, being a calorie deficit. Okay, that's the easiest way to get rid of fat, calorie deficit. So you're going to have to burn more than you put in. But don't get me wrong, you have to eat the right amount of things. You have to get the right amount of protein, vitamins and minerals. However, you may reduce your calorie intake, which is absolutely fine if your goal is to reduce visceral fat and fat in general. So in terms of exercise, I would definitely, if you're looking to reduce visceral fat, reduce fat, you need to get into the right heart zone so that you can actually maximize fat burning. Because at the end of the day, you want to burn the storage, the fat storage, rather than your sugar storage. Okay, and in that case, what I'd recommend is things like tough uphill walks, climbing, hiking. All right, those type of activities are going to burn more fat than, let's say, sprinting will. Okay, because at the end of the day, when we sprint, we need that energy quickly, and we access our sugar stores rather than our fat storage. All right, so my recommendation, if you are looking to lose fat and visceral fat, is number one, sort your diet out. That is key. Get the diet sorted as soon as possible. And the second point is getting the right heart zone. Make sure you're doing the right exercises. But any exercise, I'll be honest with you, will be better than no exercise as well. All right. So in terms of exercise and how it affects our body composition, I hope that has given you a bit more knowledge on how to actually improve your body composition using certain exercise. But it's going to come down to three main factors, really. It's going to come down to weight training, resistance training, lifting heavy stuff. Diet is key. Water is key. All right. And then ultimately knowing what to do to burn what. So, I mean, if you're trying to put on muscle, okay, you're not going to go for a 60-minute run, okay? You're going to lift some weights. However, if you are wanting to burn fat, you're not going to maybe do a 3-rep max, so maximum effort and a lot of rest. You're going to do more endurance-based things and things like hiking, walking up hills, maybe a load of press-ups, sit-ups, doing a circuit, something like that, okay? So that's the important part here. That's the takeaway, really. But like I said, I hope that has given you a bit more of an idea of the importance of exercise and diet on body composition and why it's so important to know your body composition. So then, therefore, you can actually do the right things at the right time to get the right results, okay? So I just want to say a big thank you all for listening to me today. I hope this has given you the knowledge and some information regarding body composition, exercise, and how to improve that. And if you have any questions, please do let me know, as I'd love to help you and love to answer all the questions I possibly can. Apart from that, have a great week, enjoy your weekend, and I will see you next week for the last section of body composition. And hopefully we get some good questions that we can go through as well. So again, thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.